Hello everybody, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench. Welcome along. If you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe down there and give us a thumbs up and all that good stuff, and leave a great comment. And yeah, right, so this is just a quick little update, and I've got a couple of questions for you guys. So basically, as you can see here, this is what I've been doing today. I had to go and run a little errand for moss earlier. Let's turn that one over so we've got the outside face out. I had to go and run a little errand for moss earlier, so had to sort of take an hour and a half out. But here we are, this is where we are. So I'm now at the stage where everything is detail painted. As you can see, we've got all the hose clamps done and everything. I'll bring that up so you can see. We've got all the hose clamps painted in. These two pipes here that run along the bottom of the engine, they're taking water from the radiator up to the block. They connect in here. They're painted green according to the instructions, which I can believe colour coding for water would be green. And as you can see there, I've done some more work with the exhaust, just a little bit of brown oil and a bit of black soot in the backs of the exhaust. That's all pigments, that's all pigments on there. No paint at all. It's all pigments and oil and fixer. So as you can see, we're all done. Now, one of my main questions is this colour coding thing. Now, the research guy at Airfix is apparently a absolute legend when it comes to knowledge of Luftwaffe aircraft, and basically the instructions tell you to paint the supercharger wherever it may be. They tell you in here to paint the supercharger, the intake of the supercharger blue, and also this ring that goes around it now, which is there. I can't find a single photograph of a supercharger with blue paint on it. I can't find an unrestored engine. I mean, restored engines, they probably remove the paint anyway, but there's plenty of pictures of unrestored engines before they're restored. I can't find anything. You know, you would expect to see some blue chips or something. I can't find anything with any blue around the supercharger. So I did a quick look, and I can't really find anything on specific Luftwaffe colour codes, but there is a sort of standard colour code, which is like yellow for fuel and green for water, and blue is for oxygen. Now, I know from my days with the Junkers 88s from Revell, you had oxygen pipes in the cockpit, and they were always painted in this lovely bright blue colour, which is very much like, I'll get it down, here it is, Tamiya X14, which is this lovely sort of French sky blue colour. It's lovely. But this is calling out for 25, which is actually X5, which is much dark. X4, sorry, which is much darker. So I'm kind of, I don't know what to do. I've painted the supercharger there, as you can see, in that sort of titanium gold sort of colour. So I don't know what to do. It's going to be visible, obviously, because the engine, the cowling on this is going to be up. But if you can let me know in the comments below. I've asked a friend of mine as well who works at Cosford, so he'll have a bit of research knowledge as well. But I know they use these colour codes in the cockpit, because we all know about the famous 109 yellow fuel line on the right hand side, or on the starboard side, should I say. And I think there's going to be a blue line in there somewhere as well. And in fact, we can look, because just over the page here, we are starting on the cockpit. And sure enough, we can see down in here, we have some blue. So these are going to be valves for the oxygen supply. There we go, and you can see the oxygen pipe coming off it. So there is the blue. So that's the oxygen regulator. Now, what colour are they telling us to paint that? Where is it? Where is the oxygen regulator? It's going to be back here somewhere. There it is there. You see, now they're not, oh, they are here, look, they're telling us to paint that at 25, and 25 is XF8. XF8 is too dark. It's too dark. So it should be this colour, I think, as they show it in their colour scheme. So I'm going to use X14. You know, they're showing it there as being this lovely sort of bright French blue colour, and that's what Revell would have you do on their Junkers 88 with a beautifully detailed cockpit. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But as I say, the blue is oxygen. This supercharger at this point is ambient air. Now, the colour coding I found, compressed air is grey. So I don't know what's going on. But if you could let me know in the comments below, I'd be really, really grateful. Now I'm putting this out as a quick sort of, I'm just going to call it update. It's not part 3A or part 4 or anything like that. It's just a quick update. So I'm showing you here, you can see we've got the block, we've got some detail painting done on the block. So that's all looking nice. Again, you can see we've got the Jubilee clips and that painted on there, or whatever sort of fasteners they use. We've got the hoses painted here on the bottom of the engine. And got this pipe here which runs along the top, that's quite visible, so that's pretty good. These water tanks on the side, I've done those in the I sort of mixed a little bit of green in with the silver just to add a bit of variation. In fact, what I did, I sprayed these and then I put some silver paint in with that paint, and that's what came out. And then I've masked them, sprayed them black, and then masked them again and sprayed them RLMO2. So we've got the straps now around those tanks, so I'm happy with that. These are painted as per instructions with the bronze ends, the gunmetal there and the aluminium for the rest, which is nice. These pipes here, you can see these are those water pipes I mentioned, and they've got the actual sort of Venturi thing there, whatever you call it. You've got the valve on the side here, and then we've got the rubber sleeving there around those connectors. They're actually painted in RLMO2, and then we've got the rubber hose there. We've got this oil tank here around the front of the engine. That there has got to be painted brick red. I didn't have any, so I used Tamiya XF78 linoleum brown for Japanese ships. Obviously this is all going to get washed and chipped and scratched and everything. So there we are. So very happy. We've got the shrouds here for the exhaust. They'll go on after, and then we'll sort of mask all this up. But first I want to give them a good coat of flat varnish to seal them in. But the next step now, before we start major assembly, is the decals. And the reason I'm saying before we start major assembly, because I think it's going to be a lot easier to do that now. The other thing I'm going to do, wherever there's a decal going, I will give it a clear coat, okay, gloss, so that we get, I'll probably use LP9, so we get a nice gloss coat for the decals to go down to, so I know it's going to stick and we won't get any silvering. You probably, with cartograph decals, you probably wouldn't get silvering if you went directly onto the matte paint, but it's never worth the gamble. I'd just rather a little bit of gloss down, put them down, leave them for a couple of hours, and then spray another layer of gloss over the top to seal them in. And the reason I say that is if you don't do that, when you put your washes and stuff on, you will see a line around the decal carrier film. So always remember that, guys. Always seal them in, and then you won't get the line. Whatever you use for your weathering, whether it's Flory or oil washes or whatever, they will pick up on the edge of the decal. So remember, that's whenever you use decals, remember that. So there we go. One final look at that lot. You can see all that lot there. There's hours and hours and hours of work in there, and I'm really pleased with how it's come out. So I think it's going to look bloody great when it's done. I just hope these colours are correct. It wouldn't be too much just to change that green if it's wrong. But yeah, they give you the option as well to do this tank in the RLMO2 or silver. So I went for the silver. Same here and the same here. So we can see we've got a nice bit of variation with all the different colours going on. I think it's going to look bloody great when it's all assembled. So I will see you all maybe later on today being Wednesday, budget day, or it'll be tomorrow for part 4, but we'll see where we go from here. But if you could please let me know in the comments, and if you have any photographic evidence you can send to me, nigelsmodelingbench@gmail.com. I'd be really grateful. But I cannot find a single image anywhere on Google that shows any blue anywhere near that. And then when I found the colour code for oxygen, which shows in the instructions as well with the cockpit, that's not oxygen, that's ambient air. So I don't know. I don't want to argue with Airfix's researcher. Apparently he is an absolute mine of information. But I know Lancaster people out there that get stuff wrong. So there are people out there that are very, very highly thought of that suggest some very strange things that can be contradicted. So there we go. Right, I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.